guys, so people on Tumblr have been asking me to make a new video or a new channel, and today I decided to make a new video about how to clean your brand new belly button piercing. I know for a fact that right after I got mine, the first thing I looked up is how to clean a new belly button piercing, and I didn't really find any videos. I mostly found videos about how to clean your belly button piercing like just regularly, like once you're accustomed to it a little bit, so like 2 or 3 months in. It's basically the same thing, like the same procedure that you're using, except when you just start off with getting your belly button piercing, there's a little extra step and you need to just be a little more careful with what you're doing, and you also need to be cleaning it more frequently than you would later down the road. Before I start getting into do's and don'ts and also piercing cleaning, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience. So I've been wanting to get this piercing since I was 6, when my mom got hers. However, I haven't because my grandfather and my father are both very against piercings in my stomach area for some reason. So when I went to France, I decided to get my nose pierced instead, because they said, oh, no belly button, but I guess my nose is fine because I never brought it up. So this weekend I was looking up root piercings because I wanted to go get my root pierced, but then finally I decided, hey, what the heck? Why am I getting my root pierced when I could just go and get my belly button pierced, and I really, really, really want my belly button pierced. So I decided to go. Also, it's perfect timing. It's November right now. I got my piercing 3 days ago on November 3rd. So you should be waiting 6 months for any type of bath or jacuzzi, pond, swimming pool, anything like that, because those things harvest a lot of bacteria, and you want to make sure that your piercing is healed and clean before you do that. And after 6 months, you should be able to change it. You should be less susceptible to getting any infections type thing. So the pain for me was about 4 or 5 on 10. I asked her to pierce a lot of skin. I'm going to put a link into the description of what I showed her that I didn't want, which is basically a piercing where you can see a lot of the bar. So mine, I wanted extra skin in there, so I guess that also contributed to the pain factor. It hurt a lot more than my nose. The only thing that hurt about my nose, I barely felt it. It's a corkscrew ring, so the piercer was kind of like digging around in there, and that kind of hurt because it's fresh piercing. So that being said, do's and don'ts, you shouldn't be touching your piercing with dirty hands. You shouldn't really be touching your piercing whatsoever unless you really, really cleaned your hands properly with what I'm going to show you after. Don't take your jewelry out. If you have an infection, don't take it out. It's just going to make things worse, and it could make the infection worse. It could get the infection under your skin, and then your piercing will close and there'll be infection under your skin, and then you'll need like medical assistance or whatever, so you don't want to do that. What else? You shouldn't be cleaning your piercing with hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, Bactine, any of those harsh things you want to avoid. My friend, she got her belly button pierced and she was cleaning it with alcohol and it dried out her belly button piercing, and then she was getting really sharp pains in them, and she decided to take the belly button ring out, and then she had to go get it re-pierced, and it was just a whole thing. So to avoid that whole situation, you're just going to want to clean with stuff that I'm going to show you. So other than that, do's and don'ts, you're going to want to clean 3 times or 2 times a day. I just want to make sure that your piercing is really clean. You want to get the best healing time that you possibly can. Exercise is fine. You want no one else's bodily fluids on your piercing. Exercising is fine, but you're going to want to make sure you clean it after you sweat. Healthy eating, lots of vitamin C to promote the proper healing of your piercing. And within 4 to 6 months, your piercing should be all healed up, and you should wait that amount of time before you decide to change your piercing. So what I'm going to show you first, which is a miracle lifesaver, is Easy Piercing Kit. This is the piercing kit I got for my nose piercing when I was in France. It comes with these 3 things inside, which is basically all you need for any piercing. So the first one is antimicrobacterial soap, and it's unscented, no colors, no dyes. This one is specially formulated for your piercing, but if you can get any kind of medical antibacterial soap that is unscented preferably, you're going to want to use this for your piercing. Beforehand, before you even clean your piercing with this, you're going to want to get some Dial, some anti-microbacterial soap for your hands. So you're going to need 2 types. This is really more for your piercing, but I guess if you get anything other than these 2, I guess you can use it for both. So this you're going to want to clean your hands with really, really well before you go ahead and fondle or touch your piercing to clean it. Like I said, you shouldn't really be touching it, so this will be really for when you're cleaning. So you should be cleaning your hands with this. 30 seconds, just make sure it's really clean. So after you wash your hands and you clean your piercing, when you use this, it comes out in a little foam. I'll show you guys what it looks like. You want to wet your piercing first, so you probably should be doing this in the shower. And after your piercing's wet, you're going to put this foam on it. And what you're just going to do for when you're beginning is, oh, my little belly button. So be very gentle. You're probably going to want to start off using cotton swabs. And when you have that foam around, you're just going to go right around in circles on the top bar, top little ball, and then you're going to want to flip it. So if you use this top part to clean this top ball, once you reach to the bottom ball, you're going to want to flip it around and clean all around, inside, all the way around, especially where the needle just came out of, so right here, and when you go up, just right around, right around, right around. And then you're going to want to make sure you rinse it off really, really good. So that's probably better if you try that in the shower. The first day I got my piercing, I didn't do it in the shower. It was just a big mess, so I consider you do this in the shower. So you can really use any type of soap, like I said, under the terms I said it. So then the second thing you're going to use, and most piercers have this in store. If they don't, you probably shouldn't be getting a piercing there, because this is pretty much what you use to heal any piercing / clean any piercing really quickly. And it's saline solution. So most piercers are going to have H2O or just basically saline solution. So you're just going to want to spray this on your belly button. And then you're going to do the same thing with the cotton swab. So I suggest you use cotton swabs to begin with. But the piercing thing that I have, I guess it's for more experienced type things. They have sterile compresses, like tons of sterile compresses. You open one up and there's sterile compress, and it's basically like not exactly toilet paper, but tissue paper that's kind of folded, and you can just clean around it with it. But since you're new at it and it's kind of sore, I think you should be using Q-tips. So the final and last thing, which is kind of just an option, and if you're using this, you should only be using it 2 weeks after, up to 2 weeks after you got your piercing. So it's antibacterial solution. So this is just like you spray it on there, and it just makes sure that you have no more bacteria, no more germs, and everything. So if you're using this type of saline solution, I forgot to mention, you shouldn't necessarily be washing it off. Now, the last thing I said, which is this orange little bottle, it's not really mandatory, and a lot of piercing places don't even suggest that you use this. It's just something I got in my kit. But the 2 first bottles are definitely must-haves. So if you don't have saline solution, you can easily make it on your own. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about how you should do that. So sea salt, non-ionized, and you're going to want to make sure it's not table salt. So sea salt. It has to be sea salt. And then, so the actual measurement is 1/4 teaspoon for every 8 ounces of water. So I already went ahead and put my salt in my water in a shot glass. I put it in a big cup first, but then I spilled out what I didn't need. You're going to also try to get the water to clean your piercing, the second cleaning of your piercing with the saline solution, as hot as you can possibly get it, because that's really what's going to help clean it, help keep infections out, and so on and so forth. So what you're going to do for this is you're going to take your shot glass or whatever cup you have. You're going to bend over all the way. Make sure you can see where the glass is going. And then you're going to just stand. And there should be some suction going on there. So when you do this, you're going to want to make sure that you don't hit the top bar. So you're going to make sure that when you're trying to put it on to kind of flip it over and you're bending and whatever, you can even try doing this on a table like this and seeing how it's going and stuff, because you don't want to hit your top bar. You're going to want to make sure that the circumference is good enough for your piercing. So to take it off, it's basically the same principle. You're just going to want to bend all the way and let it go. There shouldn't be too much water. There should just be a circle from where the shot glass was kind of sealed in. Other than that, I think that's about all for piercings. Well, belly button piercings. If you guys have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below. If you guys like this video, thumbs up. Any other video suggestions or questions about belly button piercings, you guys can leave it like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a nice day. Bye!